I'm about to put the camera back on the stand. I'm just doing some Mineral Streets videos of Mineral Street digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the cloud level. Anyways, I was happy with the clock. I was happy with the 1 through 13, but for some reason, not for some reason, for many reasons, the 13 still feels wrong to me. The 13 o'clock. You know, how are we going to say it? That won't roll off our tongues. You know, to say 13 o'clock. Uh, it, on that other clock I just did a couple of videos ago, so 13 was here, and I was still putting the 6 here. But I think there's something to the 1 through 9, and the other thing is the how we call it o'clock. Again, I want to get rid of zeros, O's, and circles. So maybe the clock should not even be made in a circle, and maybe it should not be called an O clock. When we refer to times, and I thought of that because 13 didn't feel good, but I said, okay, well, if I just said, what if someone said, what time is it? I said 13 p.m. or 13 a.m., right? Because that's the way we would normally say time anyway, right? We say it's uh, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. We wouldn't say 10 o'clock p.m., really, right? We wouldn't say, but o'clock does not roll off the tongue when I say 13. So, 13 o'clock, it just feels wrong to me no matter what I do. That's on this clock here. I'm trying to do several things at once, but this one, 13, 6, 3, and 9, like that. Um, and if we did a clock that way, I can get rid of the 10, that makes me feel good. But just something still up with it. So I thought I'd mention this as before I put the camera back on. Is this one, there's something maybe to this one. So if I started 1 here and go back to 1, because again, remembering that there is no 0 anymore. So it would, if I put a slash here, put 1 on this side, 9 on this side, I can start with 1 and finish up with 1. Going back all the way to 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking he's trying to change time. So an hour and a half is going to really be an hour and all that. I don't think so. I think we could do whatever we wanted. I think if this was thought out a little bit, um, it would be really not that big of a deal. I just don't know exactly where to go with it, but it's something along these lines. So if we start at 1 on a clock, and don't make the clock shaped like this anymore. I don't know. So get it to get away from the O clock and go to a triangle o'clock. All right, or something, some other shape. Even triangles, diamonds are stretched out a little bit. But maybe that would be the answer. I don't know. But anyways, this feels good to me too. Again, no zeros, so I like this. So if I did all my numbers the way that I wanted to do them with the triangular shapes, what was this one? Yeah, something like that. And then the backward Z, and I get all my triangular shapes out of all these, then that feels really good. And if this might be the original clock. This might be the original clock that the Aztecs were using. This might be the original clock that matches with the moon. When I'm talking about the moon having these crescents in them, that the lines, and then that the crescents meet up with these lines, and the imagery is all in here in between the lines, so that when you set up your, hold on a minute. Yeah, these are my cropping tools. So I shaped them crescent now. So, and I can do, see, I put the screw in the middle, and this way when I'm looking on the computer clouds, anything I can open and close them to the right size. And then I have enough on each side to also block out the rest of the screen so it doesn't allow light in on some of these. See how they're larger for the computer screen. And then when I have smaller stuff on smaller pictures, I can use this one. See how it's not as wide as this one. And then I even have a smaller one which is shorter and smaller, so I can get tighter circles for smaller imagery when I'm digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the cloud level. Well, I do it from everywhere. As a matter of fact, maybe we'll even grab this rock. I'm going to try to do this real quick too, because what am I at for minutes already? 14 minutes already. Fuck. All right, let's just do this real quick. I'm going to try to explain something. I kind of need a cigarette to do so. All right. True creator. How to determine the true creator from the false creator. This rock right here is far away from those trees, which is far away from me. Distance, distance between each other. We're separate. We're separate. Okay. And also the clouds up there, right? They're way up there. They're separate. Everything's separated in this conscious realm. But in the true creator's work, there is no separation. We're all one. All is one. Everything. From this rock to that tree to me to the clouds, everything he sees, everything is one. His builders build everything accordingly to the heavy metal and mineral makeup that is here, including the biocarbons that the false creator had put into play in order to do his bio build. And I'll just tell in later videos, I'll tell you where I believe that those come from. When I'm talking about mankind figuring out the false creator's work, and at some point in history, I don't know how many tens of thousands of years ago, we keep having these resets every 6,000 to 10,000 years, and we're due for a reset right now. People that are religious or find some of the truths trickling down through all the lies, they know this and they have a feeling for it. But what happened is they added the zeros to our math and they fucked up the time. So the time is off. AD, BC, everything's fucked up now. So I'll try to keep the camera on here and I'll come back to this. So what I want to try to get through to anybody that's coming to these videos about this, how you can prove to yourself the true creator, the false creator. We go from the rock, we digitally collect all the imagery from this stone right here. I could do 100 and something videos just with this one stone. What you do is right now, you can take your camera out of your pocket, or if you're watching movies or something on your cell phone, just take it out of your pocket. I added the filter already here for you, so it already has the red filter. I'm adding the lights and shadows for you. There's the lights and the shadows from the stone itself, and the builder's work is all here for you to see. So you can digitally collect the electromagnetic nanocarbon from this stone, okay? And once you do that, you're going to understand that the builders are here since the beginning. There was one beginning. It's not these resets that we're going through are over the last 6,000 to 10,000 years, and then every 6,000 to 10,000 we have another reset. And it seems to me that all these resets were all caused by the false creator's builds. I'll tell you how the false creator separated himself also from the true creator's work, because the false creator is a breakaway energy of the true creator's work. That's why the Bibles will tell you that we were made in God's image, because the false creator was one of the male images that was divided. But when I say male, you got to look at the order that we were divided in. For example, I was talking about the vaginas and penises a couple weeks back. And if you look at when the vagina and the penis, because you know that they were separated evenly, and what order the false creator separated each thing in. Because, for example, we know we were separated by color before, and race and color we were separated by before we were separated by sex. Okay, so in other words, the false creator separated the black from the true creator's work, because the true creator sees everything as one. So the false creator separated the black from there, for example, right? And browns and yellows and whites and everything, but just on the black story for a minute. So when he separated from the black, that's how we know we were separated by color and race first. What we call nationalities and races. Facial features is really what I call them. So each facial feature, there's a countable number of them. That's why we're all copycatted from every race. And that's another way that you can tell when someone has the same facial features besides main facial features, but it gets complicated. Back to what I'm trying to explain here. Okay, separate. This stone's here. Now let's go over to the tree for a minute. These trees, because they're way over on the other side of the yard, right? So now I'm going to digitally collect the electromagnetic nanocarbon from these trees, from all around them. So I'm just going to come right here. I'll try to stay still for a minute. I see it all right away. I see all the imagery in here. Now I'll come back. Because I have a red filter on, it makes it easier. But it's pretty incredible to see how this all works. So I'm going to just go real slow here. I'll give you some up here. Eye, nose, and mouth open. A human one right here. Eye, nose, and mouth. This is even with glare in my camera. Eye, nose, and mouth. Looks like it's going to fall in the canine category. Maybe human. Go back over here. Eye, nose, and mouth. Now, while I'm talking about this, okay, so that gets you from here. So the builders are all here, building these trees, right? Separate in our conscious realm from that stone over there. And let's see, where am I going to go with the clouds right here? Shit, I got to get in the shade. I can't see my screen. But you know what? I could probably do it without even seeing the screen. I'm going to overlook the screen, and I'm going to just guarantee you that I'm going to get all this right now that's coming through right here. It's all over the place. I mean, I can go move my camera pretty much anywhere, but just right here will be good enough with the red filter. Lights and shadows. Okay, so now I'm going to go from there. I could go to my hand next. It's not a bad idea. Or the lawn, too. All right, let's do the lawn next. Okay. Go in a little bit. All right. So just a regular lawn. That's all you see is a green lawn. It's no big deal to you. But now I'm going to keep my camera steady. I'm going to let my eyes work for a minute or two. I'm very used to it now. Eye, nose, and mouth. Eye, nose, and mouth. It's image within image within image from the veil to the ground. It might be a little collage. There's a good one there too. I can barely make them out, but okay, that's all right. So I'm just going to go real slow with my camera, because remember, I'm going to go back in on this video. I'm going to put it under the Candace Owens series, and then I'm going to go back in and digitally collect again. I'm only making this video here because I want to explain something that I've been wanting to do, but I haven't really done all the way yet, and I'm still not going to even in this video, but this will help a little bit. So again, the rock's right over there. Where the hell am I? I can't see my camera. Okay. So the rock's over there. Grass all here, right, leading up to those trees there. There's those trees. Then we go to the clouds, right? So that gives you, so you know that the true creators, builders are all around us. And how do we know the triangular shapes? Because you can just see they're building in triangular shapes. Just look, it's all triangular shapes. Whether I go to the rock, whether I go here, the builders are triangular. So, and in the clouds everywhere. So you know that you can put that together. So once you do that, then you got to say, okay, well, what makes you say then, Mike, that it's all one and that the true creator sees it all one? Because I see the trees there, I see the rock there, I see the clouds up there, I see this down here, and I was going to do human skin too. And I see the human skin. I got lots of glare in my eyes, but that's okay. I know what I'm going to be able to pull out of this. Let me get some lights and shadows going. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So I can't see the camera right now aimed at my hand, but I know I'll get it all. Don't worry. I'll get it all. This is digital collection from electromagnetic nanocarbon from some asshole who talks a lot of shit. And that's it. But he's over here. He's right here. So you got from there to there to there to there to there, right? All around. So now you say, okay, well, all those things are separate. The trees are over there. The rock's over there. You're standing here. The clouds are up there. It's all separate, right? So go ahead and prove it to yourself. Start yourself a line fire from here to that stone as the smoke is going up. And I've done other fire, smoke, all kinds of other smoke videos. Steam. You can use steam. You don't even have to use a fire. You can just use steam, whatever. Point being, so now we can go from the rock all the way to the trees, light the fire. Now you know and see what I'm talking about. The builders are all around us at all times, and they build everything in here from the start of time. And time did not start at 0. Time started at 1, and it's still at 1. That's something else. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Not too bad. I was just giving you a call. Oh, yeah, I texted you too. So is there a trick to that door? Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it's not unlocking. I tried the keys, and then when I went inside, I tried pulling up on it too. It's all jammed up, so it's not a usual thing there. Okay. Okay. I just went to start the doors and I can't get it open. But that's all right. I mean, you're not going to plan on saving these doors anyway. The window was broken on the other one, anyways, too. So I'll change the window out and not. And I'm just going to probably just cut the inside of the door and figure out what happened. And it probably. It feels like the handle itself, like, listen, you know what I mean? Right? Did it always do that with the handle? Okay. All right. I'll fuck with it. I just didn't want to cut it up if I didn't have to. Okay. Thanks, man. Okay. So, bye-bye. Anyways, what the hell was I talking about? Okay, so yeah, I pretty much got what I wanted to say out. So, anyways, that's a good way to do that, so you can prove to yourself that the difference between the true creator's work and the false creator work, because we're looking at the stone, which is a carbon energy, right? It's a heavy metal and mineral carbon energy, but it's not bio, of course. And then you look at the trees, you look at the human skin, and you can look at the molecules that are living molecules that are even in the clouds. Look at them trailing. So you can't even see them little white belly jets and stuff like that. But if I went zoomed in, we'll see it when it gets over here. When it gets over to this clearing here, we'll see it come out of there. But yeah, they lay the trails all the time. Everyone ignores it. It's ridiculous. Yeah, weather's from nature. Yeah, it's Mother Nature. Mother Nature is such bullshitters. Um, anyways, then you can get your head around the uh, the builders in this way and the true creator, because then when what you do is you'll notice that everything in here is built by the true creator's energy. It's the true creator's energy that does build everything. The false creator, being a breakaway energy from the true creator's work, created the true creator created their own, his own, her own, whatever, biosystem. And then we can take it from there and we can look at everything that's bio and realize that, holy shit, everything that is bio has been divided. In order to be built, everything's been divided all the way down the line, everything. And you look at the separations and say, oh, okay. And then the math, where there's no math in the true creator system. It's true. You have to go look at the system for a little while. You have to just look at it for a little while. I would think that people that it's hard to say. I mean, people with a higher level of intelligence sometimes is a bad thing, because there's most of their intelligence is derived from programming. All of their intelligence actually is derived from programming, but there are people that can think outside the box of their own programming, and they're able to say, well, wait a minute, this does not make sense, this timeline doesn't make sense, this happening doesn't make sense, I'm going to go look at it in another way and read between the lines of all the bullshit stories. Not too many people do that. Most people just go along with all the nonsense, you know. Most people, meaning 7.8 billion. And you need a mirror neuron in order to do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to ignore everything that's happening. Not just over the last 50 or 100 years, but the last 6,000 years. It took them a long time. It took them, got to figure, it took them 1,000 years or more to convince people that they were living on a spinning wet pararocket ball. You know, that's a long time. And then the whole flat earth thing, that came in just to fuck with everybody now. But like I always say, nobody ever thought that until the books were written, you know. And they got it planned out so well that they have trigger words that they just put in. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you this one, Candace, if you go back and look, Obama was the one that started the flat earth movement, was President Obama. He started the flat earth movement. He came out on 6 different occasions and used the term flat earth. Nobody had heard that other than a school book, you know, a school book one time or another. They might have heard that. And you know, that people at one time, ancient people, thought the earth was flat, and no, they didn't. They never thought that. That was all bullshit. And not until the books were written, like I said. It's that double fudge that I'm always complaining about, you know, the double fudge job. and that was another one to get that. But the heliocentric model, it did take them 1,000 years to put it into place because nobody back then, you would have had a lot better a chance of selling someone on the geocentric model. And the geocentric model, we're told, was a flat Earth model, but it was not. They had a different, they had a more of a reality to even what things were back then before the geocentric model. As soon as you see religions start coming in of any kind, then it was a bad thing. Otherwise, just seeing everything and knowing everything. Before the people were screwed with, before the humans were fucked with, then they could just see it all. You know, probably the same for the animals, I would imagine. You know, um, like I always say, you're not going to get your cat or the birds in the trees. Let's say even for, no, not the birds because they're not on the list. Um, what am I at for time already? 40 minutes already. All right, I'm just gonna restart the camera then. All right, I'll be back again. Let me see. Is it 40 minutes or is it 22? Oh, it's 22. I don't have my glasses on. Let me do this. Somewhere around here. back to some of the vagina and penis talk that I was talking in some of the past videos too, because some of the shit that I say sounds, most of the shit I say sounds off the wall. But they're important things, and I mention them intentionally because they've got to be talked about later. So I'll just like mention it in passing. So when I was talking about the black human's vagina, female, female's vaginas matching the penis of the black man. There's a reason why I'm talking about that is because it tells when we were divided, when the false creator divided us in what order, things were being built. And we know that the separation was at the color. That's why yellow people, Asians, their penises fit the vaginas as well. It's just like a plug socket, It's almost like going to Australia and you have to buy outlet adapters and plug adapters because nothing fits. There's a lot to the hertz and the sound resonance, the sine waves, that should be spoke about and talked about, but I don't have time anymore. I'm trying to impress upon you the imagery and show you the work, the true creator's work, so you can see the builders. Seeing the work first, then you'll see the builders, and then you have a clearer understanding of everything I'm trying to show you. But it's important just to mention a lot of this crap as I'm going along, because others will see it and then it'll get misconstrued, because we've been lied to so bad about so many things that a lot of shit just gets misconstrued. So if you go and look at the system, it's nice if you got somebody that's already been looking for a little while to point you in the right direction, I guess, is what I'm trying to do. And they're easy to see and understand when I explain them this way, even though I got a trash mouth and I swear all the time. It's not a big deal, who cares? What I'm showing you guys is much more important than to be arguing and fighting about words that I'm using to describe things and stuff like that. Everyone's just making it very difficult for each other. I'm not the only victim of this, and I don't really look at it as a victim because, I already know I'm outnumbered. It's 7.8 billion to 1, so I have no qualms about that. But I don't want to waste my time arguing and fighting with everybody about shit that we can all just see for ourselves. It's no use arguing to me anymore. I'm trying to show it to you, but it seems like everybody just wants to argue and debate about all the things that all the lies that I'm pointing out. People get angry about the lies, I guess. And then I'm not a liar. I don't, I never lied ever. Or, you're making it sound like everything's a lie. Yeah, everything's a fucking lie. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. It's just the way it is. Go face it. I gave you answers for why that is. The mirror neuron manipulator gives you the understanding of it. We should be able to easily understand it. Shit, if I can understand it, anybody should be able to understand it. The hard thing right now at this point, there's several religions that are really hard to get. All the religions are really hard to get away from. Maybe it's just the ones that I'm surrounded by are really hard to get off. I mean, I've shown everybody from Jewish people that show up at my door to sell me some Judaism, and I say, okay, I'll take an hour of your Judaism if you take an hour of what I'm going to show you, and I do exactly what I'm doing right here. I do the same thing. I usually come out for the mineral streets, and they don't want to look. They see the imagery. They see it. I'll get them to admit it and everything, but no, they're not gonna change their way. They leave here telling me about Yahweh, and that's the only way they're gonna go. And of course, nobody else, Christians, Catholics, they're all going to be the same. There's a lot of really cool, twisted shit that we could talk about the true creator handling both roles, because everything's been divided. So the true creator handling both roles of God and the devil. that should be something that should be talked about, but because we can't talk about anything, and because I feel like I'm on such a time limit, I don't have time to get into it all. But Catholicism, it really shows it a lot, where they're actually like, you consider them like the most evil religion or whatever, but they can comparable to others too. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of others, but my point is that they'll do shit that you would think of only the devil or Satan being involved in, and then they put it out there as, yeah, this is good. I think I told the story already about. If I didn't, I should tell it again because it's only fair that I talk about it. What am I at for minutes? I think I'm almost out of time anyways. I think I already told this story anyways. I think I told it in this series. It's become one of my favorite stories. Again, I don't really like talking about myself, but when it pertains to shit that I'm going through or we're going through, then I don't mind. But the number of the beast has followed me throughout my life. Social security number, license numbers, any application I've ever filled out, loan applications, you name it, anything. Um, People would give me a file number for something at work, and it would have it in it. The 666 was in everywhere I looked. I'd get phone numbers, and every phone number had it in a line somewhere in the phone number. That was going on for years. You name it. It was always weird shit. So I don't know. It wasn't that long ago. 5 years ago, maybe. Yeah, Pope Francis just got in. So Pope Francis was in for about a year, and he was doing a lot of weird shit. Just exactly what I'm talking about. Shit that would seem evil, but for some reason everybody looked at it as okay. It was almost like, coming out about the pedophilia. The priests are molesting all the little boys, but that's okay. That's okay. And girls or whatever they were doing. But that seems to be all right for everybody, right? That's okay. We're going to be mad about it, but we're not going to prosecute anybody. We're not going to jail anybody. We're not going to do anything about it. So it just kind of tells you, you can be the most evil fucking scum, and if you're Catholic and you go say you're sorry, then God forgives you through the priest, and that's it. And you say your Hail Marys and your, you know, um, and that's ends up what happens. So you can see where they work both sides, and that is true about the false creator. When I say that the false creator is who we've been calling God for years, it is true, but he's also the same entity that also we've been calling Satan for years. You know, um, I don't think there's anything bad about it at all because we have these bio lives which do give us consciousness that's different. It's not, you could say it's not as good as the true creator's consciousness because it's not. But also maybe the true creator doesn't seem to care either way about the biosystem. It's not like the true creator's over there pissed off at the false creator for breaking away from his energy and creating the biosystem. I don't see any anger or joy or anything like that because those are opposites, and the true creator sees everything as one. So what is good is also bad, and what's bad is also good. We're the ones that divide everything. As humans, we divide everything. We stole that technology of division from the false creator as human beings, probably being his second run on a species. And the other species that I'm talking about, the silicon species, Harold Kotz talks about aliens on this earth, but unfortunately for me anyways, he's stuck on the outer space nonsense. So he has a lot of reality for everybody. He's holding what he calls black goo, and he's holding it, and it's probably, I'm thinking, that's probably a condensed volume mass of the builders, is what I'm believing that it is. But I can't do nothing about it. He's not going to listen to me, and he's a fucking genius compared. He really is truly a very smart person. I'm not being sarcastic when I say genius with Harold Kotz, compared to like Joe Rogan or Elon Musk and those guys. Those guys are fake. Bill Gates. Those people are set up by the Freemasons and the Illuminati. They're setups. They're nothing. Someone like Harold Kotz. I think Harold Kotz is a real person. But I had to call him out, so I was kind of forced to be an asshole a little bit towards him. But I definitely agree with a lot of what he's got going on. Even when he talks about the Morgellons, I can prove to you what he's saying about the fibers, the fibers in the air is true. Um, we don't. I wouldn't agree with him on where they come from and all that kind of stuff. But he is right about them, and I can prove it to you guys 100% that you can see it for yourselves. I just have to teach you to do a couple things with your eyes. Um, I'll give you an example. Years ago, we used to have, 25, 30 years ago, squigglies from doing construction. You get squigglies in your cornea. And those squigglies were just little hair, looked like little hairs, right? And over the years, they became hairs with hairlines with little triangles all over them. And they'd have these little triangles all over them for a long time. And then now, today, as of the last 4 or 5 years, they've now become circular, and they got a little dot in the middle of them. They're no longer triangular. We've gone over, they're pushing us over from a bio species back over to some kind of silicon species, but it's being done on a human scale. It's not being done by anything the false creator is doing. Let's see, where am I going to go now? So, that's something that people can see for themselves, and I can show it to you. The only thing is, when you pull your eye, when you pull your vision back as far as I'm telling you have to do in order to study them, you get locked in there. So that's why I'll try to explain it one day, and so that no one hurts themselves. Because I got my eyes stuck a couple times when I was doing that, and it hurt, and I was scared the shit out of myself because I couldn't get my vision back to go far away. It was in nano view, So I'm trying to see where I'm gonna go. There's a bunch of stuff coming through right here, but I think this is the end of the video anyway. I think there's only like 5 minutes left. Yeah, something like that. What am I at? Oh, I think that's it.